Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and being a producer of Wrestle Massacre as well as Inside Movies Galore, I am David Strege, and welcome to Delusions of Grandeur. Enjoy the reviews. I certainly did.
Okay, Dave, that's it. Screw you and your college flunkies. I've had enough of this from you and from everyone else. I know what you guys are trying to do. Break me down, drive me out of the force. Well, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than a lame prank like this to get Curtis Mooney to throw in his badge, so fuck you. Over.
Did you miss me? I guess not.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Delusions of Grandeur. I'm your host, David Strege, and here I have another review for you, this time of the first film that I know of that Lloyd Kaufman directed in 1969, called The Girl Who Returned. It was made during his sophomore year at Yale University, and can be found as an Easter egg on his sexy box of 4 films. So this would make it the 5th film and the bonus film on the set. It is his directorial debut, as far as I know, but I'm unsure whether he was inspired by Woody Allen or Woody by Kaufman. But Take the Money and Run and The Girl Who Returned were filmed in the same year, retrospectively, and have similar narrative-like vibes. So the film is set in an alternative reality where the world is made up of 2 different countries, Luxembourg and Mongolia, and the former is inhabited by women and the latter by men. So Luxembourg are the women and Mongolia are the men. Just like in our universe, every 4 years they hold Olympics against each other in order to compete for supremacy. So, just so you know, the film wasn't released commercially until 2009. But it was shot mostly in black and white. And tough and conditioning coach Geneva of Luxembourg, played by Beverly Galley, we are first explained by a male narrative, the situation between the 2 factions, and relayed on how tough Geneva came down on Lucy, apparently her star player, who runs away naturally from the pressure and stress, and then eventually about her return to face her challenges. The film was shot on a Boulez camera, or a Boulez camera, whichever you want to call it. And it features a rare appearance of Michael Hertz, Choma Studios co-founder, and his wife Maris, also starring Gretchen Herman, Beverly Galley, Tim McLean, Judith Dresch and Latha Baker. And the film was shot for a budget of apparently $2,000. The film made a profit on dollar showings at Yale University and was not well received when Lloyd Kaufman himself called the film boring, referring to it as if the infinite monkey theorem of if you put two monkeys in a room with movie cameras, they will make The Girl Who Returned in 12 days. I think once you don't think too deep into what the film is about and realize that it is set in a different world, and then look at it as kind of a comical narrative of an imagination, you can appreciate the gratuitous shots of scantily clad females going up against an imaginable force of men, and being that these are the only factions in this primitive alternative or alternate world, you can somewhat compare it to the world of men and women in modern society. There are men and women who fight all the time in our own Olympics, but if you metaphor it to where it is that men and women in reality do fight against each other, and put it to the idea that life is all just a game, it puts a different spin on it. And though this film is somewhat boring, I can see this as a slightly moral tale. The film should at least be seen at least as an early effort of Mr. Kaufman's, and for an early effort, to me, it is definitely darn close to starting off as Woody Allen-esque-ish in design, and looking at eventually how Lloyd's work ended up being going forward, and definitely a span of difference, and entertaining to see how far he came from those early days of cinema. So, I wanted to start at the very beginning when it comes to films dealing with trauma, and this is one of the earliest. And hopefully, you enjoyed my description and my thoughts on this film, and hopefully, I gave your earliest film, Mr. Kaufman, a good send-off. So I wasn't trying to look for a send-off or anything like that. I just enjoy talking about films. So like, share, and subscribe if you like my page, and hopefully I'll be able to come on about some more fascinating films. And thank you, and enjoy.
You were good, kid, real good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, see?